Arthur, released in 1981, stars Dudley Moore, Liza Minelli, John Gielgud, Jill Eikenberry, and Barney Martin. Let's check out Arthur. Arthur is a comedy about a man worth $750 million who would never consider trying to buy anyone's affection with his money. It stars Dudley Moore as the drunken hero, Arthur. God bless him. Arthur is a drunk. His butler gives him a martini as he slips into his bath one morning. Following his bath, Arthur goes about his daily activities, which mostly involve remaining intoxicated and being chauffeured around Manhattan in a limousine as he pursues his never-ending romantic dreams. Arthur is a fantastic movie, one of the best movies of 1981, and you cannot deny that Dudley Moore and Liza Minnelli were magical together. Also, Hobson, played by John Gielgud. All three of them were dynamic in this film, and if you love romantic comedies, Arthur is it. Arthur manages to find love despite all obstacles. He discovers it in Linda, a waitress, a perceptive individual who is inundated with his demands despite not caring about money. Arthur aspires to wed Linda. However, his millionaire father demands that he wed Jill Eikenberry, a perfectly bland woman. Arthur seeks assistance from his devoted butler Hobson, played magnificently by John Gielgud. With a touch of class and a tongue full of vulgarity, Hobson is running out of time. However, Hobson hopes that Arthur will finally triumph over his cruel puppet master father. Hobson thus deftly manipulates events to bring the lovers together at the gathering where Arthur's engagement to Jill Eikenberry is announced. This causes a rift in the family and sets off Arthur on a very inebriated quest to get his hands on $100,000 by visiting Linda at home. Possibly the funniest scene in the film occurs when Linda's father, played beautifully by Barney Martin, transforms into an emotional grown-up and starts crying when she rejects him. Arthur is a wonderful movie. It's so good on so many levels. The dynamic characters, the plot, the scenes, everything is just magnificent. Arthur does not disappoint. Dudley Moore tries to establish himself as a top-tier comic character actor. Scenes like the one toward the start of the movie, where he invites a hooker to dinner at the plaza, then forgets who she is, what she is, and why he is with her. One of the best lines in the film are, so tell me about yourself. And while she's eating a breadstick, she goes, my mother died when I was 6. And then she goes, my father raped me when I was 12. And then Dudley Moore says, so you had relatively 6 good years. And then she's just giving a stone cold face, eating a breadstick. I love her. I love the hooker. The hooker was beautiful, and she was talented, and she was a great actress. She should have won an Oscar. The hooker. The hooker was great. Other than Dudley Moore, the true gem of Arthur lies in its numerous supporting turns, particularly of John Gielgud, even though the entire cast has some outstanding moments. Considering that Arthur is about an alcoholic who is constantly trying to tell you stories, you might be inclined to assume that it would be boring. If Arthur were a party and you were there, then you would be correct. Arthur is a film. Therefore, in contrast to actual drunks, its drunk is funnier, wittier, more relatable, and more poignant than you are. Arthur is a child. He's a kid. He wants to be loved. And Hobson the butler has been like a second father to him. It's time for Arthur to grow up. In actuality, he represents every admirable human trait that people would drink alcohol incorrectly think it brings out in them. Let's start with Christopher Cross's rendition of the theme song. The tune is titled, If You Get Caught Between the Moon and New York City. Even after all these years, the theme and music are still fantastic and never grows old. It's also a very fantastic song about New York City. In any case, the film stars the legendary Dudley Moore as a spoiled, inebriated millionaire who is betrothed to Jill Eikenberry's character. Later, Jill becomes a star on LA Law. But in any case, Sir John Gielgud, a fantastic British butler who earned an Academy Award for his role as Best Supporting Actor in the movie, looks after Dudley Moore. Aside from Liza Minnelli's performance in her Oscar-winning role in Cabaret, Arthur falls in love with her character. Liza is not allowed to sing. She is a waitress at a diner. In any case, I adore Geraldine Fitzgerald in her role as the Bach matriarch, who determines the family's future. In any case, she is amazing and ought to have been nominated for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Barney Martin, who gained notoriety as Jerry's father on Seinfeld, is Liza's father. He's also excellent. The film was well written, acted, and presented to an audience that was eager for more. Arthur Bach is a drinker who spends his wasted days searching heartlessly for someone to love, care for him, ignite his passions, ease his anguish, and most importantly, laugh at his one-liners. Only a heartless person cannot fall in love with such a person. Because Arthur is such a devoted human being, he even makes it his mission to come up with original one-liners and save them for when someone unexpectedly enters his life and needs a good chuckle. Arthur is a wonderful film. Sometimes it makes you laugh so hard it hurts your heart. Hobson, Arthur's butler, is played poignantly and hilariously by John Gielgud. The scene where he visits Liza Minnelli at her house to talk to her family is a favorite because it makes you feel sorry for both of them. A remarkable film with heartwarming lyrics, like The Best That You Can Do, and endearing characters. Arthur was released in 1981. It was a huge success, a blockbuster. It put Dudley Moore on the map. He also, in that year, I believe, or 1980, maybe 1979, he starred in the movie 10. But Dudley Moore was Arthur. He became Arthur. And whenever you think of Dudley Moore, you can't help but think about Arthur. And Liza Minnelli. Who can forget Liza Minnelli? I love her false eyelashes and her look, the daughter of Judy Garland. Liza Minnelli had a bunch of one-liners, and she was fast and she was good. She was beautiful. I love Liza Minnelli. This movie is outstanding. Out of 5 stars, this is easily 4.5 stars. And I can easily watch this movie over and over again. And whenever it's on streaming or on film, or I want to pop in a DVD, I can watch this over and over again. I highly recommend Arthur. If you want to laugh, maybe a good cry, some chuckle, some suspense, some whodunits, some one-liners. Liza Minnelli, Dudley Moore, John Gielgud would not disappoint. And look out for the hooker. The hooker has a very important role in the movie. I love the hooker. I love what she's wearing. I love her clothes. And the hooker steals the show also. A lot of people steal the show in this movie. Alright, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the review for Arthur. Check it out if you haven't already. I'm sure you have. But Arthur is a movie, a must-have movie that you should have in your library. Alright, I'm Tony. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.